because he says that Gadangbe is being taken for granted. Mr. Kyerematen did not directly respond to that. He only told and promised and assured the government chair that there will be consultations with all people. But the government chair was very forthright in his pronouncement that was quite political. He was almost threatening that if the politicians don't do certain things in a certain way, they will not secure the vote of Gadangbe. We'll get you a full blast of that, and we'll show you our analysis of that. Ciao, Amanyaba. Yeah. All right, we'll deal with that. Okay, so let's begin tonight. Not dark days in Ghana. Let's begin with ITLUS. So if you can give me the photograph of the medals, and then we can start talking about. And then we can begin with ITLUS. So earlier today, event just ended a few hours ago. President Akufo-Addo, as they've been doing since 1960, organized the awards event, and then he selected many Ghanaians to give them the award. Now, among the Ghanaians that were awarded tonight is what I'm going to talk about. There was a particular award category that had NDC and MPP people to be awarded, because this was one of the few times in the history of our country that we have had collaboration, successful collaboration between the National Democratic Congress officials and the New Patriotic Party. I'm not so sure whether it was because it was a legal team and lawyers can fight with each other, but they talk to each other. Maybe that is it. Maybe it's not. I don't know. But that was a beautiful thing that happened in 2017. The government of John Mahama had begun they had mounted a legal challenge to Côte d'Ivoire, expressing the view that a certain part of the sea where oil has been significantly found belonged to La Côte d'Ivoire. Ghana said it belonged to them. So the law of the sea comes in an international tussle, almost like Nigeria and Cameroon fighting over what they call the Bakassi Peninsula many years ago. This was not the Bakassi Peninsula. This was, I don't know whether it was Cape 3 Point, 10 fields, something like that. I can't remember what the name is. But they were quarreling over it. Ghana and Côte d'Ivoire were quarreling over it. So the John Mahama administration began the work. And by the time President Akufo-Addo's administration came in, the work had not been completed. So they formed an Akufo-Addo administration legal team, led, of course, by the Attorney General Gloria Ekufu. The John Mahama team was led by Attorney General Maretta Briopon and some very brilliant people, Fuichi Kata and others. They were doing it. And then Akufo-Addo added his team. He did not ask the Mahama team to stop working. He just added his team. They went together. It was a beautiful scenario, and Ghana got the plaudits for it all over the world. That the political party has changed, the leadership in Ghana has changed, but here you are, they are back together and they are working together. Okay, so today, during the award categories, the award committee decided that those Ghanaians who went out to argue, use their brain, their time, their analysis to secure that resource for the Republic of Ghana, those people should be awarded, given the highest award, the Order of the Volta. Okay, so on my screen here is the controversy. This is the award, the Grand Medal, okay? Now, we are being told by Roxanne Dafiamapo, who has made a post, that the MPP has introduced the elephant into the medal, because the elephant is the symbol of the New Patriotic Party, isn't it? So what you're seeing here, ladies and gentlemen, is the same medal, okay? It's the same thing. This is the back, this is the front. That's how it is. We'll come back and tell you that Dafiamapo was wrong, because in 1960, July 1960, the elephant was used as a symbol for the medal that Dr. Kwame Nkrumah gave to the people who were awarded the medal. Before we do that, though, let's go back to the International Conference Center. Earlier today, we are going straight to Jubilee House Deputy Communication Director Jefferson Saki, who is introducing the part of the medals that was collected by the lawyers and the civil servants who did the ITLUS. Here it is.
Ghana's case on the Ghana-Côte d'Ivoire maritime boundary issue before the Special Chamber of the International Tribunal for the Law of the Sea, or ITLOS, in Hamburg, Germany. The team, headed by the then Attorney General, Honorable Brew Apia Marietta Opong, and then by her successor, Honorable Gloria Ekufu, was made up of lawyers from the public and private sector who worked in collaboration with Matrix Chambers from UK and Foley Haug LLP from USA. The team also worked hand in hand with a technical team made up of domestic and foreign experts in the field of geology, hydrography, and survey and mapping, among others. At the end of the hearing, the team was successful in securing almost all reliefs it prayed from the special chamber. The ruling further ensured that Ghana's 3 oil fields, the Trinidad, Inshira, and Intoma oil, or 10 oil field, remained on Ghana's side of the maritime boundary. Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, here are the award recipients. First, Miss Gloria Efua Ekufu.
Yeah, so as you're watching this, President Akufo-Addo and Madame Gloria Ekufu was not available, so her award was received by someone who looks like a traditional authority, I believe, from the Dodowa area. That's where Madame Gloria Ekufu once ran for parliament unsuccessfully. The President Akufo-Addo is grateful that Madame Gloria Ekufu did that work. Let's see who is next.
Deputy Attorney General and Deputy Minister for Justice. Then, he was the then Deputy Attorney General, now
That's Godfrey Dame, the Deputy Attorney General at the time, currently the Attorney General. And I have a lot to say about this young man because he was the youngest of all the people in the ITLOS trials who received the award. He was the youngest with such a significant influence on the ITLOS trial. And I'll show you a bit of history about him tonight and why he thoroughly deserves the award. So that was Godfrey Dame, the Attorney General. Let's see who is next.
Forestry and Mines.
Yes, the next one is the Minister for Forestry and Mines, I believe, at that time, because the ITLOS has to do with all of them, you see. So he takes his award beautifully. And okay, they are trying to put it around the kente cloth very, very well for him. So the award is kind of, is it 2 medals? So one of them is the sash, is like a sash, and then the other one is the medal around your neck, which you have to turn. Shouldn't you turn? Oh, Papa, 10. You should 10. Yes. This is correct. Great. Professor Dominic Phoebe. We remember him. He was a minister in charge of environment and all that. And he also has been recognized by the president for the role that he played, I'm sure, leading his ministry to give the lawyers all the information. Let's see who is next. Everyone amongst the team was disappointed that Akoto couldn't make it. We call him Tony Sheshe. Akoto was not available to take the award. So someone took it for him. You can tell the president is not particularly happy that Akoto is not there. All of us were not happy, but we understand that he was indisposed. Now, this is the other one I want to talk about. This is H. Kwesi Prempeh of CDD, who has recently been very critical of the government. Now, the gossip around is that when he was named for the award, some of the MPP hawks said, no. The president said, but why? No, he's done the work. He's done the work. Kwesi Prempeh has been particularly critical. He and the Attorney General, Dame, have had exchange of letters in the public over the Auditor General. But here he is. So sometimes when people say President Akufo-Addo is intolerant, you see how he's congratulating him. I don't really get why they say this is the man who has been criticizing the president for the last 2 months very, very seriously. But then the president calls him to get an award for work that he has done, that he deserves the award. Joe Ghartey, the former Attorney General, was also recognized because Joe Ghartey was Attorney General in 2008. I can see the president excited. I'm sure the president is asking him, how is your campaign going, Mr. Ghartey? And he may be telling the president that my campaign is going okay and I'm going to win. I'm sure that is what the Leonard Joe Ghartey will tell President Akufo-Addo. Okay, you have to see Joe Ghartey is a very big man, big, tall. And there he goes. Okay, excellent. That's really beautiful, isn't it?
Office of the Attorney General and Ministry for Justice.
Okay, so this is an official of the Attorney General's office. That's, I believe so. And all of these civil servants in these places, they work actually very hard, but they never get to take the credit for it because the credit is always given to the minister. And we don't see them. It is very gratifying to see that when we think of ITLOS, the government awarding team will remember some of these people who have been doing a very, very good job.
Justice Amagezi.
Amagezi is a former Solicitor General. She's been at the Attorney General for a very, very long time. And there she collects the award, Justice Amagezi over there. She left the Attorney General's office and was elevated to the Court of Appeal as a judge, where I believe she is still working. Amagezi, forever green Amagezi, collecting her recognition, and rightly so, from
Miss Rebo, Office of the Attorney General and Ministry of Justice.
Who took the award? He's a lecturer at the Faculty of Law. He came in into this with his senior at his law firm. His senior was Mr. Fuchi Kata. And even though we are hearing tonight that Mr. Fuchi Kata and Marietta rejected the award, here is Mr. Jokoto, who picked it up. Nonetheless, he was excited to be recognized by the Republic of Ghana for the work that he had assisted Mr. Chikata to do in supporting the Attorney General with the argument at ITLO. So that's an important one that will be coming to in a minute. I believe this is the last but one or the last award. Yeah, this is the last award coming. The President seems very excited about this one. Let's see who this is. Oh yeah.
President.
We are in Ghana, man. Political history is what we are in. My people, they will kill us. Anyway, it's 12 minutes to the top of the hour. I know we continue with the conversation about the awards because a bit of controversy. So this is the post that has just been put out by Roxanne Nelson Dafiamapo, Member of Parliament. He says, today, this government, which is the MPP Akufo-Addo government, has made the elephant the political symbol of the MPP, our national symbol, so much that it sits on medals being awarded at a state event. Even Dr. Kwame Nkrumah didn't change our national symbol to reflect the CPP cockerel when he declared a one-party state. Two fundamental flaws in the MP's statement, I'm sorry. First of all, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah did change the national flag to the CPP flag as a matter of public record. I'm so disappointed that a Member of Parliament is not aware of this fundamental history of Ghana. Roxanne Dafiamapo, Member of Parliament, you do not know that Ghana's flag, what book did he read? You want to be Member of Parliament of Ghana, you don't learn about Ghana. You come and sit in the Member of Parliament chamber and you are saying things that are wrong historically. He doesn't even understand what he's saying. Dr. Kwame Nkrumah did change when he set up the one-party state, but this is a notorious fact. That is in all the government books. It's in all the political science. It's been said over and over and over again. I'm not saying it's good he did or it's bad he did. I don't know, but that's the record. The Ghana flag was changed, the CPP flag. Okay, let's come to the other erroneous thing he said. He said that today the elephant is being put on the symbol. So let's get the symbols again. Let's get the symbols to the elephant and the, yeah, thank you very much, this one. So this is what he's complaining about. So this is the medal, coat of arms front, and then the elephant is right there. It's true, the elephant is there. But why does he think that because the elephant is there, it's an MPP symbol? Simply because he has a deficit of the history. A huge, significant deficit of the history, or he has a very limited appreciation of the history. That's what it is. It's very unfortunate that Member of Parliament can do that. Okay, put down the 1960, let's see. How long will it take him to look at this? How long does it take anybody? A Member of Parliament, they have researchers, don't they? Members of Parliament have, even I have researchers. How much more a Member of Parliament? Members of Parliament must have research. But sometimes some of our politicians are in a hurry to score some points. They are just, and then they embarrass themselves. Roxanne Dafiamapo has shown that he doesn't understand the history of Ghana. He doesn't know it. And he's a Member of Parliament. He doesn't know the history. He doesn't know it. So he writes like that. So this is it. Grand Medal. Medal instituted on July 1, 1960. Medal awarded for dedicated service to the nation. That's the medal. That's the elephant right there. That's one side of it. That is the elephant there, 1960. Please, if you know Roxanne Dafiamapo, call him and tell him that we are teaching some lessons on Good Evening Ghana that needs his attention. It will help him. He will learn. He will be educated. They should open a book and read it. Open the book and read it. Because you're a Member of Parliament, you're a leader. You don't come on social media. Please put his thing there again. Dafiamapo's thing, where is it? Please put it back. And then you are a Member of Parliament too. You see, when you're a Member of Parliament, before you put something out publicly, you have to be very careful. Because you're a Member of Parliament. Even me. I asked my people, check, have you checked? You see, there was, this weekend, we had an interesting matter when we were preparing for, at the weekend, we were talking to each other like that. And there was a photograph of Martin Pew, but I don't know whether you saw it, where he is reported to be saying that President Mahama is incompetent, that's why he's responding to me that way. So we saw it. And they sent it to me. I said, no, this thing, please check. We combed all the web for the link. We didn't find it. So we started laughing at each other and said, this is fake. But that is the simple exercise you have to go through if you have a responsibility to people. Because when you speak as a journalist or as a news reporter, which is what I believe I am, people will take you serious. So you have to make sure that whatever you are putting out is correct. This is Dafia Makpo, in a hurry to score political points. This government has made the elephant the political symbol of the MPP, our national symbol, so much that it sits on the medals being awarded as a state event. Even Dr. Kwame Nkrumah didn't change our national symbol to reflect the CPP cockerel when he declared a one-party state. Who told you that? Which political science did you learn, Dafia Makpo? Which government did you do? Where you didn't, well, I don't want to mention the school he went to because they will not be happy with me. The old boys will come and say that when we do something, I know the school, I was going to say it, but it's okay. I have friends who went to school there, it's fine. But this is embarrassing for the nation, for a member of parliament. Why? You write these things has been said and said and said and said again. And then he doesn't even know that the grand medal, the 1961 that he refers to, the elephant was in there. This is it, the elephant is in there. I don't know how much more I should say this. Please call Nelson Dafia Makpo and tell him that there are lessons on Good Evening Ghana that he ought to tune in and learn. Otherwise, he may not want to tune in because he's angry that we are calling him out. So you tell him that, oh, Nelson, Charlie, the thing you wrote is not correct. Oh. Nkrumah actually changed the flag. And also, the symbol, the elephant has been there since 1960. Oh. So the medals that J.J. Rawlings gave, the elephant was there. What's that? Dr. Liman gave, the elephant was there. The one that Mills gave, the elephant was there. The ones that Kufuor gave, the elephant is there. This has been going on from 1960. A member of parliament doesn't know how the medal looks like. So he sees elephant, hey, he's in a hurry to score cheap political points. That's not good. We should eschew that. We don't want our leaders and our politicians to be in a hurry to score cheap political points. Dafia Makpo, wake up. Stop that. You're a member of parliament. That's why we call you honorable. What you did, is it honorable? You yourself, is it honorable? You come and write, even Dr. Kwame Nkrumah didn't do, you don't know anything about the history of the country that you represent as an MP. You don't know anything about the history. Oh, please. Anyway, all right, that's all done. That's all done. Let me go back to the awards and let's see the award to the current Attorney General. I want to say something about him. Let's see that. Maybe they'll put that video up. They'll do it very quickly and then we can deal with it. So that's President Akufo-Addo.
Minister for Justice. Then
the Honorable Godfrey Dame, the current Attorney General, who was Deputy Attorney General at the time. I'm going to talk about him and then Kwesi Prempeh, H. Kwesi Prempeh. But first, let's look at Godfrey Dame. There he stands, young man, very young man. And sometimes I hear people talk about how this young man has been lucky and he's come from nowhere and he's become Deputy Attorney General and then he's Attorney General and he's been lucky and all of that. But I'm going to show you how he thoroughly deserves some of these things because some people who know him have told me how much work he puts in the ICLOs. But long before that, and I wanted his photograph, here it's here. His photograph is here right now. Long before that, Mr. Dame, many people didn't notice that he was one of the critical parts of President Akufo-Addo's first election petition. I'm going to show you a video now. People, he didn't talk in the election petition. He was introduced, but he didn't say much. So people didn't understand he had a very critical role to play in the election petition. He sat in the courtroom next to Philip Addison, who was the key advocate. And it was he, Dame, who would be reminding Mr. Addison of things. And Addison is doing the cross-examination of Afarijan and all that. It was him. Now look at this video. That's Godfrey Dame seated there. With the arrow on him. So you see Philip Addison. This is just before the thing starts. So you see all of them behind him. And is that Kweku Azimamenu in the back? It is. That's Philip Addison. So you see how it sits there, very serious, almost as if he's not there. But this is 2013 election petition. That is the guy who became the Deputy Attorney General in 2017. 4 years earlier, as a very young barrister. He was the youngest in this election petition. But he had out Sir John. Oh, may he rest in peace. He was the youngest in this election petition, but he was given the responsibility to be reminding the lead advocate of everything. And everyone in the team highly commended him. So it's like a football where we talk of unsung heroes. He's almost like a defensive midfielder. Is it like Casemiro or like Partey? Okay, I will say Casemiro. I won't say Partey. Unless he's playing for Black Stars. When he's playing for red and white people, I don't talk about him. But he's playing for Black Stars, Partey and Kudus. But that's the role that Godfrey Dame played. And I like to commend this to young people. Don't think that they say you are too young. Yeah, he was the youngest. Just play the role. Play the role. Do the work. Let them see that you have the brain. You can do the work. And tomorrow you become Deputy Attorney General. Later on you become Attorney General. And I think that he thoroughly deserves this. So people must remember this 2013 selection petition, not 2021. 2013 selection petition, sitting in the courtroom, so serious looking, waiting for the court to start, sitting there with Philip Addison. And unfortunately, we have to have Sir John in the video. We are sorry about that. May Sir John rest in peace. Our main man, Sir John, may he rest in peace. But that's what I like to tell you about Godfrey Dame. And that's an important point for all young people, everyone. It's a lesson. You focus, you do it, you deliver the work. You don't have to be in a hurry to be seen. Don't be in a hurry to be heard. Just do the work that you have been given, and everybody will recognize the strength of your capacity. And I think that is the story of the Attorney General, the youngest Attorney General as he turned out to be in this republic. On that note, it's 3 minutes to 10 o'clock. I'll take the first break. When we come back, it will be fireworks, not with Nelson Dafiamapo, but fireworks bringing you a historical document in Ghana Month of Dr. Nkrumah's thesis. After the break.
Creating your own business takes time, passion, and hard work. It takes commitment and perseverance in the face of challenges. As an entrepreneur, I look for value. How to get more for less. That is what Vodafone Too Much Business gives. Too much data, minutes for calls, SMS bundles, and my favorite part is too much flexibility to customize your mobile plan.
Get more value for your business. Sign on to Vodafone Too Much Business, a cost-efficient mobile offer that allows you to choose and customize how much data, voice or SMS allocations your business needs. Send start to 050-777-9000 or email vodafonebusiness.gh@vodafone.com.
Whatever your business needs are, Vodafone Too Much Business has a solution for you.
Dummy dribbles to the right. He's got an opportunity on the edge of the penalty box. He's gone past the defense. This must surely be it. It's in. It's a goal.
With only 150 pesos, you can win up to 16.5 million Ghana cedis in the Betway Atina Ketia jackpot. A jackpot muhine. Bet responsibly, not for persons under the age of 18. This advert has been approved by the Gaming Commission of Ghana.
Secretary.
Yes, boss.
Patron Fakot document in Brem.
Pacho Medeba. Boss, Pacho. Oh, sorry, boss. Boss, na edrobe name I'm saying.
It's Unti Tontina 74 Mix Shanka.
Wow.
Oba air for general well-being.
Sir.
Very good. And money man you have it manum. Kope binato.
Any a crujio.
Kope binato. Ghana for say munim say medumani say make you try aji amanfo. Sa ena me hia edro a ebetwitwa aji me efi yare ahodro bebre. Na metumi agina me na so aji amanfo. Asabi num 74 mixture. Emami apomodin e supporting the new system na emami asundwe.
Edroyi nyema painful. Abata woma omanufu. Eni nkoda woni mfie duwe. FDA aje edwede nkrato yato.
Mall? Sure.
Ride in a few taps.
Don't party? Sure.
Ride at fixed prices you know up front.
Home? Sure.
Ride with in-app safety features 24/7. Ride, surely, with Yango.
Do you need a place with a stunning view and serene environment just beneath the Green Mountains with a commercial center and recreational area with an amazing park? Then look no further.
Hello, sir.
Hi.
Welcome to Rehoboth Havens, the most affordable yet luxurious gated community located in Damfa, Accra. We have 2 and 3 bedroom houses with spacious park. Let me show you. All of our rooms come with beautiful porcelain tiles, durable fitted kitchen cabinets,
constant water supply,
electricity and water 24/7.
I'm buying this house. Stop processing my papers. Eh? Move it, move it. If you're living in Ghana and want an affordable and luxurious house to buy, look no further than Rehoboth Social Housing Limited. Oh, and to those from the diaspora, aren't you tired of living in places that doesn't belong to you? You can also own your house and be your own landlord from Rehoboth Social Housing Limited. I have my own, Bosu Landlord.
Contact us now. Rehoboth Social Housing. Your housing dream becomes reality.
A state-of-the-art facility built with your family needs in mind. A medical center positioned for all your fertility problems and other diseases. Medimosis Clinic and Prostate Center. Our goal is to help our patients achieve and maintain optimal health. We have fully functional OPD laboratories in all our branches. Do you have problems urinating? Medimosis is the ultimate solution. Our Prostacure X capsules and Prostacure Herbal Tea treat prostate problems. Afromosis capsules gives you maximum performance, and for the ladies, Femacure X capsules solves all your menstrual problems. Locate Medimosis Clinic and Prostate Center at Adenta Barrier near the traffic light, Ashaman, Ajekojo, Kumasi, Ahinima Kokobing, and in Accra, Ministries after the Ghana Highways Yard. Call 0244 068 447. We accept National Health Insurance card and all other private insurance card. Medimosis Clinic and Herbal Center, your ultimate solution for prostate problems.
High sense, yet yes, as you talk, Nanso form da so yedi. Nesenti, ya sheshe bibi sunko kra dia mamo. Ya to ne din say High Sense Super Promo. Ya niema ne buono. Ya sa hwe ni nyina bio. Impo ya faso mpo. E ye free so. Said ya be ya faso dia mamo. Ya call no first come, first serve. And niema no sa na sa High Sense Super Promo yi. E we showrooms nyina. E wo Ghana fa na nyina. Kai say High Sense one of 5 years manufacturer defective warranty. Ye niema border from change dia kanina. E change dia kanina. High Sense e fe change dia kanina. Na ye papa change dia kanina. Kayo, every 28th February, akofim 8th March. A High Sense Super Promo. High Sense, everyday prices for everyday people.
All right, welcome to what we're going to do with the Ghana Man session. And as I said, we do have an interview with Oshameba Owusu Efri-Akoto, the former minister for Agric, who has declared his intention to contest. He gave us a fantastic interview. We sat for 52 minutes and talked to him, and we're going to show you everything that we discussed with him. Now, though, we're going to just quickly touch on the Ghana Man series, on the book series, and every edition of this program, when we can, when the research allows it, we'll bring you a book. We already have Thursday's book here, so Thursday we'll do it, but next week I'm not so sure. Whenever we have the time, we'll bring you some historical book and show you some historical significance We're going to pick a Ghanaian historical date and tell you how Nkrumah wrote about it, what Dankwa wrote about it, and all of that. Tonight, we're dealing with Nkrumah's reactions to the 1966 coup d'etat. First, though, let me take some text messages, and let me start with you, Fatih. What do you have?
Thank you, Paul, and good evening to you, viewers. So from Comfort AJ, Comfort says, this is so sad. A whole MP, in fact, an honorable, could stoop so low, all because he wants to score political points. So, NDC, when? Please search before you speak. Come to Apostle Paul for proper history lectures. Why? Abba, I'm shy, cry. Also from Master Planner Junior Kentampo, Master says, good evening, Mr. Paul. I remember your last advice to people, especially the NDC, to read a lot, so that they can discover so many things. But it seems they didn't take your advice. An elephant that has been on the medal for decades now, when NPP was not even established. Today, you are ignorantly rejecting it. Karen.
So coming from Samuel Ofosuba, he says, good evening, Paul and your disciples. Thanks for exposing the ignorance and the least knowledge of the NPP who don't make research before putting information into the public domain. In fact, some of these MPs are not competent enough and do not qualify politically to be in the parliamentary caucus. These kinds of seeking political scoring is below the belt. Also coming from David Aganda, he says, the NDC is so desperate for power that they see every happening around the presidency as an advantage to cheap score political points for their selfish interests. No wonder they keep disgracing themselves. Lastly, from Ahad Bob City, he says, Paul, the NDC led by Baba Jamal told their followers, if you see a goat, say it is a cow. That there are people who are dealing with. They are desperate and confused. I don't think the MP was doing propaganda. He just didn't know what he was saying. Over to you, Karen.
Yawa Maoko says, Mr. Paul, you may have to pay tribute to Nkrumah. He inspired your dressing today and the blue shirts or Dadia spirit. Also from Abdul Rauf Rahman. Good evening, Paul. The elephant is the symbol of the Fanti Confederacy, which sought to protect the land of the Gold Coast. That explains it. Angelo.
Right. Wachi Adam says, BBC on air, Paul. Good evening. Amisko, watching us from Kaswa Republic, says, congratulations to all the deserving winners. Undoubtedly, they've really done well. He continues, regards to Honorable Mavis Hawakumsin. Now, Joe Dakota says, very sad that we have sold our conscience to needless partisanship. Who is Nelson Dafiamakbo? Which school did he attend? Well, and lastly, this says, no wonder Dr. Baumia said the NDC and the cohorts do not read. How could an MP gaffe in such a manner? Back to you, Paul.
Okay. So we will now talk about former Leonard Attorney General Marietta Briopon, who's done something this evening that I'm not sure whether Ghanaians will approve or not, but I'll tell you. So a letter was written to Marietta Briopon and said that you are going to be recognized for the ITLO's work. And she said that she's not interested in any award for the ITLO's work. She said she will not participate in it. Everybody looked at it and went like that. Hey, why? What's the problem? I mean, you are Attorney General. Ghana had an issue. You were directed by the President, Mahama, to deal with it. She dealt with it. In the middle of dealing with it, a new government comes in. They retain you in the situation, and you are happy to be retained. You go to Hamburg with them, a few more hearings, and then there's a ruling. And you get a letter from the Attorney General says that President Akufo-Addo says that all the lawyers who participate in ITLOS, whether you're blue, green, or something, I'm giving you a national award. She says she doesn't want it. I mean, I don't know whether she's right. You have to determine that. Viewers, send me a text message and tell me that the former Attorney General says she's not interested. She actually wrote a letter to the government that I'm not interested. I don't want it. I don't know why. I don't understand why. Is it also part of the partisanship? Is it Asiedun Ketia who told her to say that she won't take it? I don't know, but it is so bizarre. She says she doesn't want it. Not just she saying she doesn't want it. My lecturer and the man that I completely revere, Mr. Fuchikata, also said he doesn't want it. Now, the interesting part about Mr. Chikata's decision to ignore the award is that his junior, who worked with Mr. Fuchikata, so Mr. Fuchikata has a big law firm, okay, Joe Randolph Law Firm, one of the biggest law firms in Ghana, yeah, in terms of his heritage and pedigree, okay, that's where Mr. Chikata leads. Now, he has a deputy who was working with him. Now, this deputy is now a lecturer at the Faculty of Law, where Mr. Chikata also is a very senior lecturer over there. And that's how I met him. Now, Mr. Chikata's junior mounts the stage, and he is, I don't know whether he's NDC or MPP, I'm not really sure. This is a good lawyer. But he was working with Mr. Chikata, and he went to the ICLOS with him. So President Akufo-Addo said, give me the list of all the lawyers who participated in ICLOS. And I hear that the president was concerned that I want the full list of everyone who participated in ICLOS, whether they are NDC, MPP, whether they are criticizing me like Kwesi Prempeh or not. Give me the list and let me award them. He demanded it, so it was given to him. And then letters were written to all those who were on the list. Marietta Brew-Upon says, I'm not interested in the award. Mr. Chikata says, I'm not interested in the award. Please, MCR, show me the person who won the last but one award. The last but one award, if you get it, let me know. And I'll show viewers that this is the guy who is a lecturer now at the Faculty of Law, who was working with Mr. Chikata, who went to collect the award. I don't know whether I can say he's an NDC person or he's not, I'm not sure. But he was working with Mr. Chikata, and that's how he got into the ICLOS thing, because he came in as Mr. Chikata's junior. And Mr. Chikata says he doesn't want the award, but this guy collects the award. And Marietta says, I don't want the award, but all the NDC appointees from Maritime, from Ministry of Environment, all those who were appointed by President Mahama, who has something to do with the ICLOS, today they all came and collected this. But two people said they don't want the award. That is Mr. Chikata, the Leonard Chikata, and the Leonard Marietta Brew-Upon. They said they don't want the award. I don't know whether they have the video. If they have it, let's look at it. If they don't have it, we have to go. We have very little time to get to Usu Efriakoto. Okay, yes. So this is the person I'm talking about. This individual. Okay. Now, he's a lecturer at the Faculty of Law. He was with Mr. Fuchikata, and he has collected the award from President. You see, President Akufo-Addo is appreciating. He doesn't know him that well. He's appreciating him. He said that he's a lecturer at the Faculty of Law. He was with Mr. Fuchikata, and he has come to collect the award for the country and the nation recognizing him for participating in ICLOS. I think that's a good thing. But here you are. Madam, if there's another reason why you didn't collect the award, please tell Ghanaians, because we love you. We want you to be awarded for the work that you did. That was a bipartisan, non-partisan situation. It was very good for Ghana. And I'm told that when they were in Hamburg, the people in Hamburg had heard that an election had occurred in Ghana, the country that's arguing against Cote d'Ivoire, and that a new government had taken place. So they were expecting that when the ICLOS court is called again, when the court resumes and reassembles, they will see different people. The court reassembled, they saw different people, but they also saw the people they're seeing. And they said, hey, Ghana, this is interesting. This is America or Britain. This is not African democracy where a party takes over. It cleans everybody up. But this was Ghana. This was Akufo-Addo's government that said that, no, don't take them out. Just go with them. Let's make sure that we have a smooth process. Let's have the united team. So Fuchikata worked with Akoto Ampao, Marietta worked with Godfrey Damne and Gloria Kufu, and the guy you saw is with Fuchikata. He worked with Kwesi Prempeh. They worked together, Akoto Ampao, and they delivered it for Ghana. They did a fantastic job for Ghana. President says, for the job that you have done, come for the national award because we are recognizing you. We are not recognizing you for you. We are recognizing you to tell the young Ghanaians that if you do something for Ghana, you would be recognized. And it's been recognized since 1960, isn't it? Marietta says, I don't want it. That's what she said. She wrote a letter. I said, I don't want me to show you the letter. Oh, that's not fair to her. But I have the letter. I've seen it. She said, I don't want it. And so did Mr. Chikata. He says, I don't want it. Okay, Ghanaians, please ask them when you find them why they didn't take the award. I don't know why. They must have a very good reason. But anyway, let's move on. Let's move on to the next item. And this is just before we get to Dr. Usu Efriakoto and the Nkrumah situation. Or maybe we might have to hold on the Nkrumah situation because our Usu Efriakoto interview is ready. But let's talk about Alan Kyerematen and then we go to Usu Efriakoto. We can deal with this one, the Nkrumah story on Thursday. It's a very interesting story, so I'd like you to pay attention, but I'm sure we can deal with it on Thursday, given the circumstances of our timing tonight. So, Alan Kojo Kyerematen visited Gamanche in Accra. This is what the Gamanche had to say.
Whoever will win the bid must learn just two things. That you have to have a social contract with the Gadangbe people. We will decide this election in 2024 because Accra is the pivot of the election. Accra is Ghana and Ghana is Accra. Don't take us for granted. Build a social contract with the Gadangbe people, and you will see the light. We trade.
So, look, Gadangbes have been taken for granted. They walk up, Bani, over politics, nobody take for granted. We will also ensure that in 2024 we will use our term or phone shikie or lebono our phone shikie or phone shikie the other way. He said social contract. I like that. He said build a social contract with Gadangbe. So that was Gamanche speaking. Here is Alan Kojo Martin's brief response to the Gamanche.
Move this country forward to transformation, even without becoming the flag bearer of our party. I've put up a bold plan for the great transformation of our country. And I hope that even though you are not supposed to do politics, that you can talk silently to first the delegates of our party to think beyond our party. I mean, breaking the 8 will be a historical feat, because this will be the first time that we'll go beyond 8 years in a political cycle.
All right, so that's Alan Martin's brief response. But you know, with all these political events, when it happens, there's always that very political sound bite that for us as news reporters we always look for. So when Alan visited the Gamanche, we got one very political sound bite, and you get it from very high-profile activist of the candidate. This is a lady who is dying for Alan. This is what she said. All right, that's what she said, isn't it? Okay, viewers, 18 minutes past 10 o'clock. We will not do the Kwame Nkrumah stuff. We will do it on Thursday as part of Ghana Man because we've just run out of time. Usufri Akoto is next. And as I told you, those of you who are just joining us, we visited him this afternoon. We were with him between 2 o'clock and I think about 6 o'clock. We had such a fantastic time. He's a great man. He's a very good man. He's a great brain. He has a great sense of humor. And he likes young people. He talks about young people. When I asked him who was his campaign coordinator, he said, young people. Young people are running my campaign for me. That's what Chameba, walking majestically to take his seat where I bombarded him with all kinds of questions. Okay, viewers, without much ado, now let's go back to the residence of Ochame Bawusu Ifriakoto, where we talked not just about his campaign, we talked about MPP politics, and we talked about the future of our country. Here is that interview, Owusu Ifriakoto, recorded earlier. It was a big day for you, Honorable Minister. Was that a launch of a campaign?
No, it wasn't a campaign launch.
What was it?
It was a public lecture to share my vision with the people of Ghana, in particular the youth. This is why we chose a university environment to address students and share our vision with them, because the future is for the youth. So in terms of the location and the purpose, these were carefully chosen.
But you said you focused on agriculture in the main, which was expected, but it appeared that that was your main point.
Well, that is the main point because it's my point. Agriculture is my point. You know, you have specialists in every department of this life. I've spent all my life in the sector, and therefore, naturally, I should talk about it. And not only just talk about it, but having been the manager of the sector in Ghana for the past 6 years, there are certain lessons that I have learnt, which has come to form a vision that I think the future of this country, how it should go. And it was a good time for me to share some of these.
But you are sharing these ideas and your important lecture towards being elected as President of Ghana.
Yes.
This is the first time you are considering yourself as President of Ghana.
Yes.
Why has it taken so long? There was 2007,
yeah.
There was 2010, there was 14, and you didn't run in any of them.
No. I spent most of my political life here in Ghana supporting Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo to become President of Ghana. That is, everybody knows that.
Yes.
So long as we have achieved that aim of getting him to be president and for a second term, the Constitution says that he can no longer go. And through his appointment of me as the Minister for Food and Agriculture, I had been in Parliament for 2 terms, both terms being in the front bench for the Parliamentary Committee on Food, Agriculture and Cocoa Affairs. So I saw at very close quarters how the NDC, which was then in power, was managing the agricultural sector and running it down into the soil. And that gave me a few ideas that if one day there's a chance, this is the way to go. These 6 years, I will call them laying the foundation for the future of not only agriculture, for the future of the economy of this country. That's why the title of my subject was The Future of the Economy of Ghana, building agriculture as a means for all. So for me, if you look at the history of this country, the economic history, we've been digging gold for how many years?
150.
Yes, but before then, Elmina, with the Portuguese built, is Elmina, is the mine. Mm-hmm. It was gold that brought them from Europe to our shores. Mm-hmm. So we've been mining gold for hundreds of centuries. And latest in terms of actual commercial mining, more than 100 years in Obuasi and so on. We've become the second biggest gold producer on the continent of Africa. Sometime past a few years ago, we were the biggest. But where has it landed us? Since President Kufuor's time, we've had oil. Now the oil is petering out. We had great hopes. Oh, oil is going to get out of this. Oil is going to get out of that. Where is it now? It's petered out. And now we are in a very serious economic crisis, debt-laden in the IMF. I'm saying from what I've seen managing the agricultural sector, that is the key to solving our long-term economic development, because it has the potential to give us the resources, the surplus resources, both foreign in terms of export earnings and local, to be able to finance the rest of the economy, including industrialization. So it is key. It is and of
course, you're saying that without agriculture, we cannot have industrialization.
Well, I mean, have we had industrialization?
No.
Yes.
Has any country had industrialization without agriculture as a backbone?
No. I mean, the Industrial Revolution in England, I'm sure you are very much aware. And recently, even the EU, the amount of money they pump into agriculture in terms of research, coming up with new varieties and so on and so on. Plus Brazil, China, Thailand and so on should also tell us, Malaysia and so on, that we really need to take this agriculture thing very seriously, because within a short period, and I'm saying that medium term, 7-8 years of implementation of a serious drive, we should be able to generate the resource. In the 66-year history of this country, 17 times, we as a government inherited Ghana in IMF, and we managed to get ourselves out of it, and now we are back in their clutches. And I'm saying that if nothing fundamental changes, we are going to go back and back and back forever and ever, and we'll never get industrialization. We need a drive. Cote d'Ivoire is showing the way. 5 crops gives them $7-8 billion every year. We are in IMF for only $3 billion over a 3-year period.
So Cote d'Ivoire is richer than Ghana?
Well, of course.
Really?
Yeah, I mean richer.
Yeah, but our GDP is bigger than
yeah,
this.
Yeah, of course. But if you look at GDP per capita, and it's not. You know? So they are a smaller population, but they are reaping all this. And that's what we should do. We should first tackle. And this goes back in Cote d'Ivoire to Houphouët-Boigny's time, where he thought that plantations and commodities should be the priority. They've carried on. Ouattara has come and he's really put it on a different level now. And that's where we should be. We should be even more than that. This is the essence.
But the problem with the conversations like this, Honorable Minister, is that you don't have the problem that John Mahama is having from some people who question him. It's not enough at this stage to tell us what we should be doing, what is the model, what is the matrix. Because you have been there. So you should be telling us that I was there, this is what I was able to achieve.
Yeah, but
so
the achievement is...
I'll come to that question, but before then, this crisis that we are in right now, is it as a result of the MPP's misgovernance, dereliction of duty, corruption?
No, I totally disagree with that.
But why?
Because we are part of the world and we know what has happened since 2020. It's COVID, which came to
but you are saying that if we did things differently, we probably wouldn't be here.
Yes, but we haven't done things differently. I'm saying that we are laying the foundation. 66 years, of which 6 years, the latest 6 years, I've been in charge. Things that should have been put in place were not in place. We put them in place.
Like what?
Like the Tree Crop Development Authority.
Tree Crop Development Authority?
Yes, which is a diversification instrument to diversify out of our traditional cocoa, on which we relied for over 120 years, and bring other tree crops and make them like cocoa.
So let us interrogate also the point you are making about laying the foundation in agriculture. So you came in sometime early 2017 after the election was won. So if an expert is looking at Ghana's agri sector, December 2016, and takes data, comes back December 2021, can you tell me the 3 key differences that this researcher will observe, which are positive?
He would observe that the rate of growth of the agricultural sector has increased. When we came in, agriculture in 2016 was growing at something like 1.6 or thereabout. Come to 2019, so to cut it short, the story, it was 4.9%. 2020, in the eye of the COVID storm, it jumped to 7.4%. Last 2021, it had gone to 8.4%. 8.4% growth in 2021 is the highest in this Fourth Republic.
The highest growth agriculture has seen in the Fourth Republic occurred in 2021 at 8%.
8.4.
8.4 under your watch.
Yes. So that
2021, we're just coming out of COVID.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So we have this issue that there is a historic something happening to the sector. Okay?
But is it driving prices down? Is it driving food prices down?
No, please don't mix prices and macroeconomic indicators. These are 2 different things. Let's stay focused. You asked me a question about 3 things. I'm answering. So if you could please allow me to
so you mentioned
answer the questions.
The growth.
Yes.
That's all.
So that's one thing you will see. They also see that there has been massive surpluses in agriculture to the extent that neighboring countries like as far as Nigeria and Burkina Faso, Niger, Mali are coming into Ghana with their trucks to pick surpluses from here. If Ghana didn't have surpluses, they wouldn't travel so many thousands of kilometers to drive all the way here. And if there were surpluses in their own countries, why would they bother to come to Ghana? So it really shows you that relatively Ghana was doing far better, to the extent that we've had to ban export of grains overland across our borders, because it was beginning, the informal trade was beginning to threaten our food security. These surpluses had been generated out of the positive responses of farmers to subsidy programs on improved seed and fertilizer. The Ghanaian taxpayer had funded that. And the product of that should be fully utilized by Ghanaians, not people from outside. If those countries wanted surpluses like Ghana, they should also subsidize. They should go the same strategy of subsidizing.
So these surpluses that they bought,
yes,
who earned the money?
The farmers earn the money, of course. I mean,
for themselves.
Well, but who else? Yes, for themselves.
Okay, so
yeah.
we improve the economic well-being of our
but
farmers.
that's the source of this. I'm saying the growth that I'm talking about. These are some of the sources.
So our farmers have become richer
under
your watch?
Yes. That's without doubt. And if you go out into the country, you leave the comfort zone of Accra and go out there, they will tell you. I've been going out in 6 years, except 2020 when travel was forbidden. Every year I go to the 16 regions of this country. I interact with farmers, with stakeholders, with traditional leaders to try to understand the impact of the policies I'm taking in Accra on their activities. So I know their circumstance when I was in Parliament as a member of Parliament, and I know their circumstance now because the last visit was in December to the northern region, the past 2022. And I'm very familiar with what is going on in this country on agriculture. And definitely farmers are so, I don't even know how to say it, so grateful because they've never had such a chance.
So you are confident that if this election was to be decided by farmers only, you will win?
Oh, it will be, I don't think there will be need for an election.
If it was to be decided by only Ghanaian farmers?
Oh, yes.
They will elect Uche Akoto?
No, they won't. I'll go unopposed.
Unopposed? Nobody can compete? Because the farmers can vouch for your work?
Oh, yes.
Really?
Absolutely.
So the data you discuss, the growth, is very significant. That's important.
But you see, even senior journalists like you are not aware of these
I have to look at the data.
Unprecedented.
But Minister, the reason why we may not be aware is that for us, the policy is important, but we don't stop at the policy. We stop at the reality.
Which is
go to Makola Market and buy a tube of yam.
But
if that's expensive, I'm angry.
But Makola Market is one of 1,000 markets in Ghana. So if you
but
go
that's the
to
one that
I know, but I'm saying statistically, if you go to Makola Market and make a judgment about agriculture in Ghana, you'll be way out.
I agree with you, but for human beings, we are doing self-preservation. I want to go and get plantain from the market. I drive out here, I go to Aboblusi Market, and they tell me
there are 31 million Ghanaians. You are only one. So that is not the issue.
It's not social media is not one Ghanaian. Social media is not one.
Yeah.
I am one, that's true, but social media is not one.
Yes, but
and social media was awash with concerns about prices of food.
Yes, where? In the urban areas.
In Accra.
Yes.
And you were reported to have said on Joy FM that plantains are costing a certain amount, and they said it's not. The Joy FM went to the market and said, the minister didn't tell us the truth.
Well, I mean, that's their opinion. I have mine. So there's no need to talk about Joy FM.
Yes, I get it.
I was the Minister for Food and Agriculture.
Yes.
I had 4,000 people working for me around the whole country. So if I say something out of their sweat, somebody has to respect that.
But were you not concerned about the pricing? I'm guessing you were. That's why you set up the market at the ministry.
Precisely.
Yeah. Is it such that the pricing is out of your control in spite of how much demand is poured onto the market?
It's a free market.
Yeah.
It's a free market. There are market interruptions. You could have production, like I saw, overproduction even in the growing areas. And you could have shortages depending upon the physical linkages of the market and
so
transport.
Is that what you were trying to breach by bringing the foodstuffs?
By demonstrating.
Have you stopped that though?
No, I'm not a minister, please.
Oh, you're not a minister anymore?
I'm an unemployed.
No, you're a presidential candidate,
but
which may be senior to a minister.
No, I mean, what do you do? You don't do anything.
As a presidential candidate.
Anyway,
wow.
So basically what I'm saying is that if you're asking me about what is happening to the ministries today, I wouldn't know. I've been out of the place for more than a month.
So you are confident that you have been a successful agric minister?
Well, you don't agree with me?
No, I don't know. I'm just
If you don't agree with
I've
me,
seen the data you shared. This is correct.
Give me the reasons why you think I wasn't a good agriculture minister.
Let's talk about cocoa then. How has cocoa performed?
Well, cocoa has performed well given the constraints. When we came into office, the swollen shoot disease had taken strong hold in certain areas, Western North, Western region, Eastern region, parts of Ashanti, and the previous administration should have taken very drastic measures to stop the disease, allow it to fester. And that was one of my biggest criticisms of the government when I was on the front bench in opposition in Parliament. So when we came, the spread had gone quite a distance.
Swollen shoot disease?
Yes, yes. And we had to approach the African Development Bank for financing. Swollen shoot is a virus, just like COVID, but it affects the trees, cocoa trees. Once it's affected, there's nothing you can do. You have to remove the tree and put a new seedling. Fortunately, researchers in Tafo at the Cocoa Research Institute had come out with resistant varieties which were much bigger yielding and faster. So the program started in 2020 of uprooting these diseased trees and replacing them with a new hybrids which had been produced at Cocoa Research Institute. The program is still going on, and it's hopefully by the end of it in 5 years, now 4 years, we should have gotten rid of all the diseased trees, planted new ones so that it can give us even higher yield. So the sector has been struggling with this abominable disease, but we now have a system in place to control it and to remove it completely so that
So over the last 6 years, have we increased our tonnage of cocoa? Have we gotten back to 1 million?
Well, we got back to 1 million once, but we are below 1 million. So we've been marching time with it, basically. And it's all because of these diseases. And also over age trees. About 30% of our acreage under cocoa are abandoned 30, 40-year-old, giving very little yields, and people not going back to renew it and so on. And so this program will help all those moribund farms to be renewed so the capacity can increase. But the essence of what we are doing at the ministry is not to carry on with the traditional cocoa. That's why we brought in an instrument of diversification by selecting these 6 crops. And
how does that implement? How do you implement that? So 3 crop, let's say you're talking soya bean. Is that an example?
No. Soya bean is not one of them. I said there are 6. Oil palm.
Oil palm, yeah.
Yes, coconut, rubber.
Okay, so let's take coconuts for example.
Yes.
What's the implementation plan? The policy
the plan is to produce.
You're going to plant more coconut trees?
Yes.
Where? In which areas? You
Well,
decided on that?
Yeah. No, of course. I mean,
but do we need a policy through Parliament to plant more coconut trees?
But who will do it?
You as a minister can direct on it. You don't need a law.
You need a law. Cocoa Board, why does it have a law?
The law that is saying go and plant coconut trees, how does one violate the law? And under what circumstance would you say somebody has violated that law?
No, I think that you are going off tangent with law and law and law.
You're
What I'm saying
policy.
is that it's a policy to develop these crops. And to do that, we need to have institutions to spearhead these developments.
So the law was to create the institution.
Yeah, and to promote
that is focusing on that.
and to promote the industry.
I get it.
The research all the way through export with standards and all those things.
Same thing we've done with cocoa.
Yeah, the same model.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a commodity model which we are now applying to other commodities. It's as simple as that. Cereal, the Grains Development Authority is the same. The Horticultural Development Authority that is on my desk before I left, and the Poultry Development Authority. This is the same, targeting specific commodities so that you have resources to be able to do whatever you can in terms of research all the way from university, all the way to the promotion of exports, to generate money, foreign exchange, for us to develop this country. It's very simple.
I see, that's interesting. So one will wonder why we have not done this for that long.
Well, you better ask the previous governments.
All
but
those who were.
But the Akufo-Addo government has done it.
Okay. All of you campaigning to be president, you can't have a better message than to say that Akufo-Addo's government was particularly successful, and to ask Ghanaians that continue with the Akufo-Addo government and the policy, the style, the model, and the party as well. That is the only real message that can take you into victory. Can you confidently say that Akufo-Addo's government has been a successful government?
As far as my sector is concerned, yes.
Your sector?
Yes. As far as
you can speak of other sectors.
No. But I'm not in charge of other portfolios. What I'm saying to you is that in the agricultural sector, we have laid a foundation. That foundation is the achievements for the 6 years. But we have to build on it for the future. And all these institutions I'm talking about, the planting for food and jobs, the projects and subsidies and fertilizers, it's all laying the foundation on which to build a grains development authority. We could be exporting 10 million metric tons of grains from this country.
I like the way you put it. That is, we shouldn't just look at it as agriculture. We should look at it as a backbone for industrialization.
The bedrock.
And also for foreign exchange.
The bedrock, not in
the bedrock of industrialization.
Not industrialization.
Of the take-up of the whole country.
Of the economy of Ghana. This is what I was talking about yesterday. The future of
I'm not surprised,
the
because
future
on
of the
Tuesday,
economy of Ghana
lies on agriculture.
Lies right there, which we have overlooked or we haven't taken seriously. But now for the first time, there are institutions which are hemmed into the laws of this country to say that we have to, these are the things that we have to develop. And if you go by them, I'm telling you, in the next 10 years, Ghana will be a totally different place.
That's a lot of hope you're giving us.
Oh, yes.
But why do you say if we go by them? You think we may not?
I have the experience. I worked with the international system for 18 years. And I traveled the length and breadth of the world doing advisory work for governments on commodities, on this and that and that. And I know the farmers around the world. I know my farmers in Ghana. That's a resource which is lying there that we don't respect, that they are smallholders. The smallholders can build a world-class industry like cocoa in Ghana for 130 years. You know, I don't understand. And now the 6 years that I focused on giving them seed and fertilizer, they've run away with it. Yields have increased, production has gone up. You go to the producing areas, you see the kind of living space that they now have before. This is why I'm saying that if you're talking about farmers alone, then I will go on a post as a farmer of this country.
I get it, but people have been saying about what we have heard about agriculture, what we were told
by who?
By the books and the research and television, is that the difference between American agriculture and Ghanaian agriculture is that American agriculture is done by only 2% of their population.
Yes.
Very well resourced. So you have a huge farm. All of Labadi can be somebody's farm in America.
Yes.
All of Kwadaso can be somebody's farm in Russia.
Yes.
But in Ghana, as they said, also if you ne farmers no we na we small these so that was a concern. That why are you not transforming agriculture for us to see those huge hectares of farmland handled by one farmer with a tractor with it? What we see when we go to Europe.
And then what do you do with the rest of them? Put them in the sea?
Where's the farmers?
Yes.
No, they can be part of that, but they have to control a huge. What we see when you are moving from one city in Europe or America to the other, all what you see is farm. We were hoping to see that. We didn't see
200 years ago, it wasn't like that.
200 years ago, it wasn't like that.
Exactly. There were small farms that you saw.
Yeah, but why can't we get there? Honourable Minister, the question about farmers and what we were hoping to see when they said our agriculture was going to be modernized was what we see in America, what we were told on television, research.
No.
It says in America, one farmer controls...
I think, please, let's get
Who told us?
Yes.
The books.
What books?
They said one of
Which books?
So I studied agricultural science in PRESEC. One of the demerits, and a lot of my that's how we go to the exam, merits and demerits. We've chewed it. One of the demerits of agriculture was smallholder farmers who are poor and are not able to sustain the farm business that they are doing, as opposed to large holder farmers in America and Europe who are very wealthy, particularly wealthy, and they constitute only about 2% of the population. They feed the whole population. Large farms, a lot of equipment. People were hoping to see that. But they are canceled also afraid and call for a phone kitten or your count.
A phone kitten no. And then I sustain your main business. Cocoa for over 100 years are sustainers.
Yes,
it's not the large farms in America.
Oh, we don't have some at all. We don't have the large farms.
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying. That why do you, if it fits the purpose, why do you change it? These smallholders are efficient in their way that they be able to construct a world-class industry like Ghana's cocoa with a premium on the international market. Don't be dismissive of them.
No, we are not being dismissive. Can we help them to become bigger?
No. But this is an evolution. You have to start somewhere. It's not suddenly that you find these big farms.
But we're 66 years old.
No, 66. These are 200-300-year-old evolutions that you see now.
Obasanjo took white farmers from Zimbabwe and gave them places in Nigeria, and they did farming there.
Yes. And yet
large hole.
And yet Nigerian trucks come to Ghana to pick our paddy.
Our paddy?
Our rice.
Paddy rice?
Yes.
I was going to go to commodities and what you've done with them.
No, I'm answering you.
So would
these Zimbabwe farmers, if they were so excellent.
But they did it in Zimbabwe. They were excellent in Zimbabwe.
What I'm saying is that you are talking about Nigeria.
Yeah, Nigeria brought them in, yeah.
If they were so excellent in Nigeria, would Nigerians come to Ghana to pick rice from us?
Which is happening now?
Of course.
Okay, let's deal with the commodities. The other problem with agriculture we had was that we are spending too much foreign exchange, importing rice. For the last 10 years, the budget has told us that it started from 100 million, 200. Now we are, by the time you came in, we are about 800 or 600 million importation of rice only, single commodity. Then there was poultry. If we look at the data from the time you started to now that you have exited, would we applaud you? What is in the data?
Yeah, you have to applaud me.
Why?
Because production. I was able to double production from 660,000 metric tons to 1.2 million metric tons.
Of rice?
Yes.
So today we are doing 1.2 million metric tons?
Exactly. 6 years ago, we were doing 660,000.
So you've doubled it?
This is what I'm saying. And I'm saying that with the arrangements that are on the ground, we could double that. Instead of 5 years to double it, it could be 2 years to double that again. You see, these things take time to happen. It's not like a factory where you put in the inputs and the output is there. This is a natural resource activity. It relies on the sun, the rain, all kinds of things to happen. So you don't expect instant results. So if you say 6 years, I should have changed it to Kansas farmers and so on. I don't think you have your feet firmly on the ground.
What about maize? So rice you've doubled. Yes. Maize is doubled as well?
Yeah, maize from 1.7 million metric tons. In 2021, we did 3.4 million metric tons. In my industry, that kind of growth is massive. Well, it could take you 10 years. And I know that from the 1.7, you see, don't forget, for 8 years before I became minister, I was in Parliament on the front bench. So I know the statistics and the trends. The highest Ghana of maize Ghana had ever produced was 1.8 million metric tons. 2021, we did 3.4 million metric tons. And I have a belief that we can do 6 million metric tons
of maize.
Of maize. This is why I decided, I came up with the idea of the Grains Development Authority to take charge of all these numeric growths so that we can come into the formal market. All these things I'm talking about, Nigerian traders coming in and out, they bring the naira safer, change on the black market, buy, put on their trucks and go back. The exchequer has no business in it. And yet it's the exchequer on behalf of the Ghanaian taxpayer who has subsidized inputs for these surpluses to come. You understand? So we need to really be realistic that if the staple crop, maize is our basic staple crop, I've been able to double production. when you are talking about rice and poultry, you didn't mention maize, because now we are a net exporter of maize. We used to import maize into this country.
And now we are exporting.
We've been exporting, overland. Across the borders. Yes. You go to Tumo in Sicily, you don't travel, so you don't know these things. You go to Tumo at a time of the harvest, midnight, people are taking trucks across. Smuggling. You know, now it's smuggling.
Smuggling is not the same as exporting, though.
Yeah, no, of course, it's still the same thing. It's trade, but illegal. That's the only difference. One is sanctioned by law, one is not.
But it's still a trade.
Of course. That's a reality.
So you want to? So if I do a headline out of this program on online, and I say that I have solved Ghana's maize deficit, says Owusu Efriakoto, we are now net exporters of maize. Will I be right?
Yeah, don't say deficit. They are net exporter of it.
Well, we had a deficit because we're importing.
Yes.
So if I say that Owusu Efriakoto says I have solved the deficit,
yes,
we are now. It's correct.
Yeah. Go to the statistics. You see it.
It wasn't in the president's sessional address, even though plenty of
No, but you can't talk about everything, please.
Oh, but this is significant.
No, but
if we are now exporters of maize,
there are a lot of significant things in the Ministry of Agriculture. He could have spent all his talk
sessional address on that
on agriculture. Yes, but he had to talk about.
You feel very confident about your work at the Ministry of Agriculture
because I know what I've done.
You are almost arrogant about it.
Almost arrogant.
Arrogant.
No. You have to be subdued enough to learn what we have done at the ministry. And not condemn everything without any basis, that we need Kansas farmers in Ghana.
The huge ones. the big. So when we are driving from Accra to Kumasi and we look at the land and we are complaining that what's all this land there? Usefrey could have been doing something with it. That's what they say about you in the buses. When they are going to Accra, Kumasi, when they are going to Kumasi, they are blasting you. They are coming to Accra, they are blasting you.
But the farmers themselves are praising me.
Why is the land still there? Why are we not utilizing it for agriculture? Vast land. What is going on?
Please, nothing is going on. The government is supporting the farmers with subsidies. They are imbibing whatever we are telling them to do, responding positively to the incentives. Productivity is increasing, surpluses are coming, and that is the way to go.
Very interesting. Wow. So let's come back to the politics. You appear to many to have a rare skill in agriculture. You seem to have a passion for it because somebody told me you have a farm yourself. You own a farm.
I'm one of the biggest farmers in Ghana. People don't know.
Oh, yourself?
Oh, yes.
One of the biggest farmers in Ghana.
I've been farming for 30 years.
Oh, I see. Yeah, so I was told that. I was told that you're a farmer yourself. So this kind of skill set we have in Owusu Efriakoto is rare. The disappointment from that is, why is he leaving the ministry at this crucial time to try and go and be president? He's the only one we have. What do you say to such a person who thinks that you've done such a yeoman's job at the ministry, that there's 2 more years to go, finish it up?
It's what I have seen at the ministry that I would want, that vision that I shared yesterday with the students of UPSA yesterday, that is that I want to come into reality. You know, if you are in charge is different from not being in charge. In business science, we have something we call prioritization. You need to prioritize. And the priorities depends upon the person's own prejudices. For me, my prejudice is agriculture. I've seen something there which can lead this country out of the clutches of the international financial institutions and our aid donors. And I think that it would be good if that can be mined, that resource can be mined for our benefit, so that Ghanaians can feel prosperity. They can see a better life. That the little better life I've given to the farmers, I want it to translate across to all Ghanaians. That's basically the reason. Okay, so, period.
A final question on agriculture, and then we talk some politics. You didn't re-implement a Champions Operation Feed Yourself. When you were vetted, the question was asked, in 2017, your first vetting about Operation Feed Yourself, you lauded it and said that you were going to do something that will achieve the same results.
This is even a better version of Operation Feed Yourself.
Why is it better?
Planting for food and jobs.
Yeah, but I don't have seedlings like Operation Feed Yourself where I can plant tomatoes in my backyard and pull it.
But the thing is that, you see, Operation Feed Yourself was urban-based. Planting for food and jobs is rural-based. It's where the farmers are. It's happening there. And the farmers are more than people in the urban areas who are practicing in their little gardens like this.
But that would have given us food and it would have affected the
No,
prices.
but we are getting the food.
Yeah, but it would have affected the prices
No,
that
in Accra,
where we can't. I'm talking about price in Accra. Yes.
Yeah, but you see, Accra is not Ghana. Please.
Yeah, but Accra contains a lot more people than the rest of Ghana.
I know, but the rest of Ghana contain more people than Accra. So let's
the rest of Ghana all put together, but Accra as a big urban center.
Yeah, but I'm saying
is a reflection of the country.
No, it's not. You can't.
Everyone is here.
No, come on. I mean, the people in the rural areas.
How
many of them have running water, electricity, all those things? We are here. We're enjoying electricity and so on.
Yes, but if I had seedlings to do tomatoes here in my house, I won't go and buy tomatoes. My friend is doing pepper. We won't go and buy.
So you won't go to the studio. You'll be.
But during Operation Feed Yourself, people went to work and they still watered the garden in the morning before they went to work.
But that's what I'm saying. It was just something like a show.
Yes, it was.
The serious work is being done on the farms, not in the gardens. For goodness sake, you should know this. Serious work on agriculture. It's not done in the backyards.
Do you have a model?
Accra. No, let me finish. Of Accra gardens. They are right there in the savannah, in the forest. You know that.
I do. Do you have a model in future where the production of commodities and crops, the pricing of it in the urban areas will reflect the actual production that is on the market? Is there a model that can make this happen? Because even just yesterday, I read on Facebook, somebody was saying that he bought food, fufu and granule soup, something like that, to eat in Accra. The price was 3 times Takoradi. So we really have a problem where there's something that's not connecting. Why was Takoradi sell fufu and goat meat at 20 cedis and Accra will sell it at 60 cedis?
Yeah.
Why?
That's beyond me.
Should it be?
No, it
Should there not be a policy that addresses that? Can that happen in England?
The whole thing is in terms of agricultural development.
Yeah.
And the model that we have chosen is to support smallholder agriculture to increase productivity, yields, so that we can get more production. That is happening. So in terms of the trade and so on, that belongs to the Ministry of Trade. In terms of the accessibility to the farm gate, that belongs to the Ministry of Roads. I can do everything by myself. My job is to see to it that the work of the farmer goes on to bring more surpluses. The rest of it, in fairness to me, it's not mine. So if you blame me for 60 cities here, 40 cities there, I think you're shooting in the wrong direction.
Your cabinet colleagues, you've told me that if the election, if farmers were electing, is unopposed. Among your cabinet colleagues, from what you've seen over the last 6 years, if they were the only people to elect the successor to Akufo-Addo, would they elect you?
But they are not.
But the farmers too are not. But you said if it's farmers, you are there.
But I'm saying they are not. The farmers, the people who
but
are
they
going
will
to,
have a very good opinion of.
Let me explain. The basic fact of the matter is that there are 3.1 million farmers according to the census of 2018. The people who are going to elect the flag bearer of this party, 210,000. You understand? They have the responsibility to elect the flag bearer of this party. You can't compare it to 36 people or whatever the number in cabinet is.
If I am a delegate and I ask any cabinet minister and say that I'm having a conversation to choose between Owusu Efriye and say Alan Kyerematen, I'm confident that the cabinet ministers who have worked with you have seen you will say that I think you should go for Owusu Efriye.
Well, I don't know. I'm not them. I don't know what they think.
If they are being honest, do you think they'll say that?
Well, I mean, these are speculative things. Let's come to reality.
You don't want to deal with it?
No, because the questions you are asking, I say it's not.
Okay,
it's not real.
Let me come to reality. Of the candidates that are in the reckoning, we know that if there are more than 5, there will be a delegate vote, first round delegate vote. That will reduce it to 5. almost all of them, the front runners, almost all of them have done this before. It would appear that you are the only one who hasn't done it before.
And so?
Well, I'm just asking whether that forms part of your preparation, that because I've not done it before, I have to do it this way. You've never been vetted for presidential campaign before. Indeed, Dr. Bawumia too has never been vetted for it before. So it's probably the two of you. Is that playing into you? That this is the first time? Alancha Martin has done it so many times. Garte has done it. Abne Japan has done it. Adai Nimo has done it before.
Kennedy Japan hasn't done it.
Oh, he too hasn't done it before, yes.
So please, let's get
So
away
it's
from
three of you. It's still just three of you.
So
but you are part of it.
No, but
it doesn't matter that you haven't done it before.
What does it matter? I mean, tell me, what does it matter?
Oh, but you're going through a process that you haven't gone through before. So I'm
it's
asking
not the same people who were voting at the time. Not the same people. You should know that. This year, polling station, last year, polling constituency elections of the MPP, 70% of the constituency executives were voted out. Are you aware?
70%?
Yes. Are you aware?
Why were you interested in that data?
Of course, because I'm a candidate. I have to know what is going on.
Did you influence that?
No, how can I influence?
Oh, but candidates influence it.
I don't have that power to influence.
So how do you know that the new 70% are thinking in a certain direction?
I don't know.
Whether they are thinking agriculture?
I'm just pointing out to you that it's not the same delegates
who
have been voting. So what relevance has it got? It has no relevance. Absolutely none.
The question, and this is a very important question for you because it's almost an emotional question. Those who are not supporting your candidature and other Akan candidature are suggesting that the MPP is being colorized as an Akan party. I'm saying it's going to be emotional for you because at the heart of the MPP's Akan development is your father's heritage and legacy. Now, people are saying that we've been Akanist. MPP has been Akanist for a long time. So let's go for another tribe. And that is resonating with some people. But that's an argument that goes against your candidature because you are coming from the belly of Asanteman. If you take yourself out of it and you're looking at your father's party and its sustainability, would you buy that argument?
No.
Why not?
It's a democratic party. This is not an ethnic party. It's a democratic party. We have our own philosophy. So what does it matter if anybody comes from A to Z? I think it's a very redundant argument.
So do we go to the contest and whoever wins, wins? That's what you're saying?
Well,
the
that's
winner
what it
picks
is.
it up.
But that's what it is. That's our constitution.
How many of the 200,000 votes are you confident that you will pick up?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No.
But we are hearing that the election is going to be in December. This is March.
That's also speculation. The party hasn't decided.
Well, but we are hearing that this.
You are hearing.
Okay, well,
no,
we can even look at the party's rules and determine when it will happen. The party's rule says that when you are in power, the election must not happen later than a certain number of months to the next election. The next election is December 2024. So we know that by December, the MPP is running out of time.
Correct.
So it will be in December at the latest.
Correct.
Between now and then, you surely must know of the 200,000, how many you can say, I have 20,000 banker.
Listen, may he rest in peace. Our General Secretary who passed.
Sir John.
What did he say?
Fear delegates.
So let's leave it there.
So who should fear the delegates?
The
Me,
candidates.
you, Garte, Japan, Bawumia, Alan.
If you're a parliamentary candidate or assemblyman or whatever, fear delegates. So then don't let's go there.
How much do delegates take for these kinds of things? How much money do they take?
I don't know.
How much money is your campaign preparing to
No,
pay?
we don't. It's a free election. You want me to go and buy a vote? I won't buy a vote.
No, we are told that you have to incentivize them.
Is that right?
They come to meet you somewhere, you have to pay their
No,
transport.
No.
You're not going to pay for their transport?
But what has it got to do with the numbers you are talking about?
I want to understand how much money potentially each candidate will spend and whether you are ready for that spend.
No, I don't think you can speculate. You see, all what you're doing is speculation. It's making this conversation very boring.
Who is your campaign manager? Who is your campaign manager?
I have a national campaign coordinator who is coordinating my campaign in all the 16 regions in all the 275
Is he a member of parliament?
No.
Who is he?
No, he's a young man. I deal only with young people.
That's very impressive. I've seen that. I've seen that.
That's the future. That's their future. I want to create a future for them. So I work with them. You won't see any one of my regional or whatever as an older office holding member. No. All the people I use are young activists in the regions and in the constituencies who have been TESCON or been serving the party. These are the people I use. I don't use elected members.
Is it true that the campaign, that the party machinery around Akufo-Addo is thinking about another candidate other than Dr. Usu Efri-Akoto? Is it true that we hear that they are thinking that the machinery around Akufo-Addo and the government machinery is moving towards the vice president as a candidate? Is it true from your...
Well, they at least the Ashanti regional chairman of the party says that he's campaigning for the vice president, and that everybody in his region should vote for the vice president. That one, it was in the papers. I heard it. I haven't heard it.
Yes, that's in Chibosiako.
Yes. So, and that is, is against the regulation of the party.
Did you point that out to him?
No. Why? For what? No. I mean,
but he should be like your
party.
son.
I'm not a party official. There are people who are designated to deal with such situations. So I'm not going to do anybody's work for them. No. I've been a member of the government, not a member of the executive of the party.
Yeah.
I'm a strong party member, and nobody can take that from me. I was born into this party. So, but there are people who have been elected. You saw it
at the stadium.
At the stadium. Mm-hmm. They have the responsibility to ensure that the rules and the regulations of this party are abided with. So it's somebody else's responsibility, not mine.
That the party has to select 5 people by the rules to run for the campaign means that there will be some major casualties in the first round, because these are very serious people and very senior people. So if I want to pick a 5, I will pick Dr. Usu Efri-Akoto to speculate those who will be in the 5. Dr. Bawumia, Alan Kyerematen, Kennedy Agyapong, and if I pick the 5th one as Kwabena Agyapong, then I have dropped Boakye Agyarko. Big heavy name. I've dropped him. I've also dropped Adainimo, another big heavy name. In the reverse of it, some of the heavy names in my 5 could also lose out.
Yeah, but that's elections.
So if in the unlikely event that you lose out in the first round, what happens?
What happens? I'm still here.
You still be here?
Of course. I mean,
campaigning for the NPP?
Of course.
And whoever wins the election?
Yeah. Look, I mean, this is an internal contest.
It is, yes.
We are here for the new patriotic party to win a 3rd term. Doesn't matter who is a
difficult 3rd term.
Wherever. But I'm saying it's not an individual that we are talking about. We are talking about the party, the institution of the NPP. So I'll do everything to campaign to make sure that whoever wins the flag bearership, I will support them. If it's myself, I'll support myself. If it's somebody else, I'll support myself.
If it's somebody else and he wants to make you a running mate, will you consider it?
No, please, forget about it. I'm not in this race for running mate matters.
So you won't take a running mate position?
For what? No.
So if you don't win, you won't take running mate, but you will support the party?
Oh, of course. With the last drop of my blood, and I mean it. Yeah. NPP is my family. I have nowhere to go.
No, for you it's more than family.
Yeah, exactly.
It's blood.
Yes. So,
it's heritage.
Yeah. So no, we don't joke about those things. Don't bring in characters, faces, names. No. It's the NPP that we are here for. Yeah.
Have you discussed your intention? I've seen people talk about that on social media. With Akufo-Addo, your friend?
Yeah, of course.
So he knows that you are running?
But when I gave my resignation letter, what are you talking about?
Did he advise you not to run?
That's a different issue.
Wow. I see. This is very interesting. What about your family? They're good with you running for this office?
Oh, I mean, they're over the moon.
Yeah, I saw your wife today. She's quite excited about it, and she believes that you're going to win.
And yesterday, if you were there, you see my brothers and sisters. We are 36 of us.
Yes. Yeah. I saw them when we did the launch of the book. Yeah.
It's a whole party by itself.
But they are not delegates. All 36 are not delegates.
No. Well, except one.
Okay.
One is a delegate at Damiko Bienya, she's actually a Council of Elder member.
I see. Okay, Honorable Minister, thank you very much. We'll now talk about Ghana Month. I just want to ask you a bit about political history of Ghana and all of that. So that's good luck in your campaign, and count on us. Count on us for any information you want to put out, any misinformation you want to correct. We will be here to support you. We are not delegates, but we are media people, and
you have influence.
Yes, we believe that for whatever it is, anybody who knows Owusu Akoto cannot discount your brain and your patriotism and your love for Ghana and your love for the NPP. Nobody can discount that. Nobody can discount that. You've been in a lot of battles for this party, and everybody knows that. So we wish you the best.
Thank you.
And we are excited that you say that even if you don't win, you will still support the party.
Oh, man.
This is your father's baby.
No, I won't let it go. And the thing is that I saw the NDC in opposition, myself in opposition in that parliament. And I saw NDC tore down everything that Kufuor did. I don't want it to happen to the heritage of Akufo-Addo that 2024, 2025, they come in and tear down Planting for Food and Jobs. I won't allow it. So we have to win.
So you don't think John Mahama should be elected?
No.
Why not?
NDC?
John Mahama.
I saw Mahama as president,
yes.
and I was the front bench.
Yes. What did you
see?
see?
They think that Ghanaians forget so soon.
But human beings forget.
No, but we'll remind them.
Of what?
Of the terrible record that they left to us to come and sort out. So let's move on.
So when we get there.
Yes.
Let's talk now. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for this time. Let's move on and talk about. I bet you enjoyed that interview, didn't you? It's way past 11 and way past our bedtime, but we have time enough for a few text messages. Let me start with you, Fatih. What are people saying?
Fosukusi Evans, Fosu says, Paul, please ask Honorable Akoto, was he denied from implementing these ideals when he was the Agric Minister? Also from Alhaji Bob Sidi, he says, Paul, Dr. Afriya Akoto is a good man, but honestly and factually, he can never be our flag bearer mark. It's on the wall. His best is to have continued working as the Agric Minister. We know God does what he likes, but I don't think God will allow Dr. Akoto to beat a strong candidate like Dr. Baumia. Let's tell ourselves the truth. Greetings to Mr. MP, Honorable Echo Vincent Asifo. Let me take my last message from Alex Tufo. He said, it will be better for Dr. Akoto Osei to hang his boots and support Dr. Baumia, because no matter what, the delegates are going to give Dr. Baumia 90% of the vote to crown him as the flag bearer of the NPP.
So coming from David Aganda, he says, former President Mahama needs to go for some few lessons from Dr. Afriya Akoto on leadership and governance, because the man is giving a clear vision of what he wants to be if given the mandate, instead of criticizing and insulting his opponent. Also coming from Alhaji Bob Sidi, Paul, I realized a certain trend from these flag bearer aspirant. Everything they did under this current government, they are claiming the honor as if they did that themselves and not the government. Alan was boasting of the 1D1F, which is the one district, one factory, as if he was the bona fide, as if it was his bona fide property, and Akoto is doing same. I am flabbergasted, to say the least. Greetings to Honorable Echo Vincent, MP of Tafo. Lastly, from Ora Afrani, he says, all this man is saying is lies. If the country is doing so well with the growth of maize, how come most poultry farms have now collapsed? More than 70% of poultry industries are now in distress. He has failed in his sector. Over to you, Karen.
Okay, from Master Planner, he says Dr. Afriya Akoto has in-depth knowledge about agriculture but not economic management. It is factual that agriculture can help Ghana to take a new route. He should wait. Inshallah, when Dr. Baumia is sworn in as president come 2025, he will be appointed again as Minister for Food and Agriculture. Ajimai Sanya says, I'm really disappointed in Afriya Akoto. He has been more like number 2 to his president he is one minister who is always with the president, and he get nerves to complain that he was not given the necessary resource. Ghana. And lastly, from Samuel Ofosuba, Paul Luz, I think those land officers who rejected the Order of the Voter Awards are following their political leaders' mindset of refusing to attend the 66th anniversary at Adoklu. Akoto Enye Anoma, I am sorry, they've sold their Mercedes-Benz to buy Okada. Angelo.
Right. Opong Checheku says, we don't want any senior citizens. Nibi Manche says, no matter what, the Gadangbe strongly believe in DMB. And lastly, this is from Ashalaja. Michael says, hi Paul, please ask the former Greek minister. I watched a documentary on Metro TV about the poultry industry, which has virtually collapsed. Millions of dollars are spent on importation of rice and poultry products, to say the least, annually under his watch as a Greek minister for 6 years. How can we trust him? Because the Ghanaian who helped the Nigerians to stop rice importation, Honorable Abraham Juma Odum, has been saying Ghana has the capacity to stop poultry and rice importation, which you couldn't achieve as a minister. I think Ghana needs some new faces. And that's it for me. Back to you, Paul.
Well, that's it for all of us on this Tuesday night. And we're so grateful that you watched the program. Thanks for watching and have a pleasant night.
Metro TV, insightful and inspiring moments. Metro TV, insightful and inspiring moments.
Has Christianity always been one of the religions in the world to you?
Oh, hallelujah.